In this video, I'm going to show you how to cleanly mount very bright, cheap LED lights under your 4-post lift. So when people do 4-post lifts, a lot of people put lights underneath them. Some people use the LED truck bed lights, which are like 12 volts. Some people use strip lights that are 120 volts. All that stuff is like stick-on, it's not easily replaceable, it's not easily warrantied out, and I have a solution for you. So we are going to use these Harbor Freight lights. Now these things have been on sale multiple times. I bought two a couple weeks ago for $14 each and stored them because I put these things every freaking where. Like, meaning I can run 10 minutes up the road if you have one near you, warranty this thing out or buy another one, and we keep rocking and rolling. They're easy to change out, they're easy to mount, they're easy to work with, and just overall, I think they're amazing. Now, the other week, Harbor Freight, hopefully you went, had the free magnetic bars. If not, these suckers are gonna cost you about $4 to $5 a piece. When they're on sale, they're $2, but they were giving them away for free last weekend. So we're gonna take these lights and mount them to these magnets that we got for free, or in your situation, you might have to go buy them. You catch them on sale, they're anywhere from $14 to $17. So we're gonna take one of these bars, we're gonna lay this thing on its side like that, and we're gonna lay our bar up against it, just like facing like this. And then I know from the one I just tested before I started filming that it's going to be 14 3/4 to the end. And that pretty much centers it on, what is this, the 12-inch bar, 18-inch bar. Then we're going to take our marker, roll the bar back, circle where it goes. Now, if you watched my bolt bin organization video, which helps you organize so that you know what kind of bolts you got, then you remember that I had a ton of 1/4-20 bolts. So we're gonna be putting these things together with 1/4-20 bolts only because, as you've seen in that video, I have a ton. Now, when I'm drilling this, I'm gonna move the drill around a lot and kind of go at an angle because this thing can catch and pull through and bust the plastic housing on it. It will still work with the plastic housing busted, but I'm gonna try to avoid that. So that's the reason why we're gonna drill a little bit out of the ordinary. This is aluminum, so it's very easy to drill. All right, that was perfect. Ooh, that one might have hit. Caught me a little unexpected. Yep. So if it does hit, then it will just get the plastic covering on it like that. It's not bad. The other one I tore up pretty good. And I'm gonna just roll it up, stick my bolts through it. You could use screws, you could use bolts. I gotta open this up and just knock the powder coating off. But again, I've never had to use a warranty on the light. I stopped buying them, and I just now try to have a couple extra laying around, especially when they hit $14, because you won't get them cheaper than that. So there's that one. That's our first one mounted up. Let me show you how I'm going to put it underneath there, but first let me explain to you why I'm mounting mine like I mounted them. Now for you, if you're just doing mechanic work on your lift, maybe take the bar and screw it actually to the top right here, and you can literally use a really short self-tapping screw, very short sheet metal screw, and you can screw right into the housing because there's going to be a circuit board in here. I never took one apart, but I drilled into it enough and looked inside of it enough to know that there's nothing in here that's going to hit if you drill down like this, okay? As long as it's not long, okay? Or you can use rivets or whatever you want. I love to put them in the fins like this. I either drill holes through them and then screw the screw out like that into the wall. So sometimes I'll drill a hole in there and take a sheetrock screw and put it through the fin like that straight into the wall, because it rolls the light. Doing that rolls the light out at a 90, okay? So if your wall is flat, then when you screw it to the fin, it rolls it out. So if you're putting them up underneath the cabinet or in the corner of a race car trailer, is amazing because it automatically rolls them out at 45 to where they hit the center. So we are going to put them up here, underneath here, so they're tucked up tight. But I'm also doing this because these are magnets. Now, I might have to go back and change these, but I wanted to show you this because it's probably gonna work for most people unless you're a metal fabricator and you're completely building cars in your garage. If I put these on the top, okay, I'm afraid that it's gonna really magnetize the top of my lift. And all the metal shavings and the grinding dust and everything is just gonna stick to the top of the lift and be a nightmare to get off. So I'm putting these on the side so that it's magnetizing it down here, okay? And hopefully it's not that big of a deal. And if it does start getting dust buildup, I can just take a rag and wipe it off. So let's go under the lift and I'll show you how I'm putting them and where. So going under the lift, we're just gonna put them, look at that, right there, okay? And I'm gonna tell you one more thing here in a second about this. Now we're gonna go ahead and plug this one in. Now on our other side, we're gonna have a ram to deal with. So this is the easier side, but I'm hoping the other side goes just as smooth. So these are the linkable ones. So they just plug in like that and you're good to go. We will have to zip tie up this excess cord, but we want to figure out our layout first. Now I'm gonna go ahead, being I have enough cord on mine, I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing all the way down here to the end so that the light's right at the end of the lift. Okay, and that almost takes all the slack out of my cord, but we'll zip tie that up here in a second. So that's 2 on this side, 1 right here, 1 right here. Okay, so because of the ram and the pulleys down there, so the cable is on the outside of that pulley down there, and on this side it's on the inside of the pulley because it has to wrap that pulley and go that way, the cable, so it has to be farther in this way, so they switch. But down there, it's on the outside the way it has to be. So we don't have the room down there, and we also don't have the length because this ram slides in and out. So this crossbar down here actually is right now too close to the light, and as the lift goes down, that ram goes even farther out that way. When it's up, the ram comes in this way. So that way, we just have too much moving, and we don't quite have the clearance to put the light where I want it. So on this side, I wanted to put the light over here so that they're all angled inwards, but we also have the bar up here for the safety locks, if you watched the video on how we assembled this. So this side is just a little tighter, and it's not gonna work out exactly like I wanted it, but we can fit the light up inside here, this side, just like that. Now, temporary have the lights hooked up over there, just off a drop cord. But it's not, there's not a dull spot. There's enough down there that you can see everything in here. There's not really a dark spot, a little bit of a shadow right there, but as you can see, it's really bright because this one over here, we have one up underneath this cabinet the same way. If you didn't watch these videos, we actually used a bar up there with some spacers to stick it to the bottom of this metal cabinet. We didn't have to drill nothing. So that lights up kind of low here, but you can see it lights it up really, really good underneath here with just 3. So it worked out perfect. So now I just need to tie the electrical together so that it's safe and so that we don't have drop cords running everywhere. So let me show you how we're gonna do that. All right, so up here, we're gonna drill our hole. We have this corner iron, it's welded in, but it stops right there. So we wanna drill our hole down there so that the cord passes through over here above the pulley, because we're not gonna run just a drop cord. And then once we come in, we'll be going over the ram so it sits on top of the ram, and then it'll be coming over to this side where it can get plugged in. So putting a nut cert in here instead of just, this is thick steel, so instead of a self-tapper or anything, I like to use a nut cert. Okay, so it's gonna be a little that time. I need to get one of these tools that are made for tighter areas. So we've got a metal box already made up. Now this ain't made up 100% right. We basically zip tied the cord to the back of it. We need a piece here, but we don't have it right now at this moment. And so we should be able to just nut cert this thing through. But before we do that, or I meant not nut cert this through, just bolt it in there like that. We need to go ahead and drill a hole also in our lift where the wire is going to come out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull some heat shrink over this, just as extra protection, a little bit inside the box, like that. And yes, you can get the correct connector to run the wire through. And then we're going to put one more over top of it for where it passes through the lift so that it's doubled up. You could definitely take the time to put a rubber garment, whatever you call it, in that hole. But I'm going to go with heat shrink. I don't want to drill too big of a hole and put a big rubber garment in there because I just don't like the idea of a huge hole being in the lift and weakening it. And I think this will be fine. And this is not going to move at all. Like, this is going to be stationary 100%. Probably should not put it so freaking tight up here in the corner. Now you definitely could just put a drop cord here. Originally that's what I was going to do. Then I decided to go ahead and do it like this so that if I ever need to add anything underneath here, like if I ever want to plug anything in, a battery charger or something, that I have a box already here, okay, that we can add to. Okay, next we picked up a piece of this conduit this morning. I could have definitely went with PVC, but I figured metal would be a little bit stronger if something falls on it. So the distance between our 2 pads sitting tight is like 34 1/4, 34 1/8, so somewhere in there. So we're gonna cut it 34. We're gonna cut it shy of what it actually is. Then it actually has on this one a piece that flips out on the end, so you can make sure it's a deburred. So now that we got that handled, we can mount this, run the cable through this and mount this up underneath there so that the wire stays protected. I'm gonna put the P-clamp in the other direction so that it doesn't interfere with the cable. So make sure you understand what's on the inside of your lift, the tubes. There's times where I have to put a whole rear end in a car or something, and we were putting the rear end in this car and it actually slipped off the jack on me, and I actually dented the whole back of our sheet metal work. If you have followed along the channel, I don't know if you recall that. But so that's the reason why I decided that with this, we definitely want the wires or the cables that go across protected, because if I accidentally drop a rear end or something heavy or a piece of metal, we don't want to get electrocuted or damage the wires or anything like that. So that's why we're doing it like this versus just zip tying some crap up to the lift. So up here in this corner, that's what it looks like. It's got slack. It's tucked up nice and neat. This is the only area that's exposed, and the chances of that getting hit are a lot slimmer because this will maybe catch it, the bolt will maybe catch it, or something that's just really tucked up in there tight. So same thing for this side. Drill a hole, punch the wire through, and then we're gonna be routing it up on this side of the track. Okay, on this side, all right, the wire comes through, we've got our insulation on it. We can't put it on here. So we can't drill a hole, put a P-clamp, can't zip tie to that, nothing like that. It's gotta go up high because this ram slides on the bottom. So this wire has to stay up to the very top. So what we're gonna use is these 3M cable ties. These things are very good. I use these on the race car. You get a real clean wiring job using these. They stick to pretty much anything and hold the wires exactly where you want. So we're gonna put quite a bit of these down up top to hold that cable up there. Being this is 3M, these sticky backs are gonna be pressure activated. So double-sided tape is pressure activated, not heated. Fun fact if you didn't know that. And so we're gonna make sure we put lots of pressure on it for 1, 2, 3 seconds and make sure they stick, and then put our zip ties in, cut them, and then we have to wire on a male end down there to go into that light. All right, so all we've done is made our connection inside the box, and I've put a heat shrink on the 2 wires that we added. You can see this is the original wire with the machine that's hooked up to it, and then we just did the wire nuts, and we'll be able to push that back up. So what this is this is a really clean way to do it, where the lift gets plugged in with 1 cord, and that's it. Then there's no other cords. There's not drop cords ran for the light or nothing like that. When you power the lift, then that gets lit up. I won't leave this lift plugged in because I don't need it all the time. So I was using this drop cord right here just to power it up. So now we're going to have to probably fix maybe a permanent fixture. Something that maybe goes up and over a bar or something is probably what we'll do, and run that drop cord that way. That way it stays plugged in all the time. But I think this is the best. Now you got to have enough, I measured it, I didn't test it. You got to have enough so that when the lift goes all the way down, the cable is almost tight, but not all the way tight. You don't want it to have enough slack. So finish up the last pieces, P-clamp it here. We still have not hooked up this height sensor, so I'll pull this out the way and we'll see if it works. All right, so we got all this wired up, pulled nice and neat. Let's plug this in and see what we got. Bingo. 1 simple cord, the whole lift is lit up. All you have is this cable right here, which matches this. This actually still needs to be 90'd at some point. I think this is absolutely phenomenal. So we got all of our lights tucked up underneath there, nice and clean. Everything's lit up. This one is routed through there. And then we actually pulled it over top of the ram before we did it. The cable goes up and over, loops back. The plug starts right there. For that light, instead of balling up a big, let's cut off our set, instead of balling up a big thing of wire, I actually ran the cord out the light, up here, laid it, a couple zip ties in the back like that. That way you don't have this big ball of a cable. We'll cut these little things maybe a little shorter just so you can barely pull them. You should never have to cut them on and off again. Super clean. All the wires now are nice and neat out there. Zip tied up. Everything comes into a P-clamp right here. Again, this is not hooked up yet. It's just all that's just tucked out of the way until I figure that out, what I want to do with it. And you just got 1 drop cord that powers the whole lift. Now, when we hit this power, I'll show you real fast. But when we hit this power, the lights are going to dim probably. So when I hit it before, the lights that were on that same circuit dimmed. So it's just is what it is. Let's hit the button, we'll see. Yeah, so they dim for just a second, but then they come right back. It's just LEDs, so they're not pulling a lot of power at all. Man, that is phenomenal. Definitely took us some time. We got to zip tie up some cords, but I think that's well worth it. And I think this is the way to do it. Now, if any of your lights burn out, there's no ordering off Amazon, eBay, or nothing like that, and then having to redo them. You literally would just be unplug that one light, take it down because it's on a magnet, take the magnet out, take it back to the store, or swap it out. That freaking easy.